Have you ever noticed how someone can earn $80,000 a year and still feel like they're barely moving forward? Not struggling, not broke, but somehow not getting ahead either. That quiet financial tension, that constant sense of, I should be doing better than this, is the middle-class trap no one really explains. Let's walk through a normal scenario in the United States or Western Europe. You're 29. You have a stable job, maybe in tech, marketing, healthcare, engineering, something respectable. Your gross salary is $75,000 a year. After federal taxes, state taxes, social contributions, maybe health insurance deductions, you take home around $4,300 per month. That sounds solid. Now the expenses. Rent in a decent area, $1,800. Car payment, $550. Insurance and fuel, $250. Student loan, $400. Groceries, $450. Utilities and subscriptions, $300. Dining out, social life, small Amazon purchases, easily $400 to $500. A couple of trips a year, spread monthly, another $250. Suddenly, you're at around $4,400 per month. You're not reckless. You're not irresponsible. You're living what most people would call a normal, middle-class life. But here's the quiet issue. Nothing in that list is extreme. And that's exactly the problem. The middle-class trap isn't about bad decisions. It's about socially acceptable ones. The car isn't luxury, it's reliable. The apartment isn't extravagant, it's safe and comfortable. The vacations aren't wild, they're deserved. Individually, every decision makes sense. Collectively, they eliminate margin. And margin is where wealth lives. Let's do simple math. If you saved $300 a month, that's $3,600 a year. Invested at an average 7% return for 30 years, that becomes roughly $340,000. Now imagine instead of $300, you had $1,200 of monthly margin. That's $14,400 a year. At the same 7% return over 30 years, that grows to over $1.3 million. The difference isn't intelligence, it's structure. The middle-class trap is a cash flow trap. Most people increase income and simultaneously increase fixed costs. A slightly better job leads to a slightly better apartment. A raise leads to a newer car. A promotion leads to a more expensive lifestyle circle. It feels like progress, but fixed expenses quietly rise to match income. Psychologically, this happens because humans adapt fast. Behavioral economists call it hedonic adaptation. What once felt like luxury becomes normal within months. The upgraded apartment becomes standard. The new car becomes just my car. The $18 lunch becomes routine. And once something feels normal, downgrading feels like loss, even if upgrading didn't actually improve long-term happiness. There's also social pressure. In the US and Europe especially, adulthood is measured by visible stability. Your home, your car, your neighborhood, your vacations. Wealth, on the other hand, is invisible. No one sees your index funds. No one compliments your emergency fund. No one congratulates you for keeping fixed expenses low. So people optimize for visible signals instead of invisible security. Over time, this creates a strange outcome. Two people earn the same salary. One locks in high fixed costs early, car loans, expensive rent, lifestyle subscriptions. The other keeps fixed costs modest and flexible. 10 years later, the first person feels stuck. The second has options. Not because they earn dramatically more, but because they protected margin. Here's the long-term impact if the trap continues. When your 20s and 30s are spent expanding lifestyle instead of assets, your 40s become financially tight. You need the same income level just to maintain your standard of living. You can't easily take risks. You can't comfortably switch careers. You can't step back without feeling pressure. your life becomes dependent on continuous high income. That's not wealth. That's maintenance. Financially intelligent people think differently. They don't ask, "Can I afford this monthly payment?" They ask, "What does this do to my flexibility?" They understand that fixed expenses are commitments to the future version of themselves. A $600 car payment isn't just $600 today. It's reduced optionality for 5 years. They also separate income growth from lifestyle growth. When income rises, they increase investments first. Lifestyle upgrades come slowly, intentionally, not automatically. It doesn't look impressive early on. It looks conservative, sometimes even boring. But boring scales. And here's the important part. This isn't about guilt. There's nothing morally wrong with enjoying your income. The trap exists because the system encourages consumption. Advertising normalizes upgrades. Financing makes everything feel affordable. Social media magnifies comparison. It's designed to feel reasonable. Awareness is what changes the outcome. When you start seeing fixed expenses as long-term anchors instead of short-term comforts, decisions become clearer. You begin to value flexibility more than appearances. And slowly, the tension disappears. Not because you earn dramatically more, but because your money starts building space instead of pressure. If this perspective helped you see your finances a little more clearly, consider subscribing.